Yeah. ショートのせいだとか Yeah. Let her rest for now. Yeah, riding in the rafters, I'm climbing where the sparks live. Concrete symphonies humming under hard hats and starships. Blueprint dreams sketched in dust on my palms. Velvet draped beams, but the bones stay strong. Switch pace, quick break, watch the cadence bend. From a whisper thin thread to a freight train's end. Chrome toe boots on a satin lace plank. Balanced like a banker with a vault full of thanks. Scaffold shimmer when the floodlights flare. Grit in my grin, but the glide ain't fair. Roughneck rhetoric wrapped in couture. Hammering verbs make the metaphors pure. I pivot then pause, let the hi-hats breathe. Then snap back savage with a trick on my sleeve. High-rise hustle with a ballroom sway. Grace in the grind, make the chaos obey. Sickle on the steel, we don't slip, we ascend. Blow in the grime, let the elegance blend. Rise with the rhythm, let the whole block nod. Polish the pressure till it sparkle like God. Float through the friction, no fear when we swing. Crown on the heart, I hear the skyline sing. Built from the bruises, now we shimmer and swell. Smooth like velvet, but we rugged as hell. Yo, cascade of cadences cracking the dawn. From jackhammer jams to a Taylor Tuck's yawn. Iron in my iris, but my aura plush. Every raw rush, get a royal hush. Tempo tumble, double time dash. Then I stretch each syllable, let it splash. Cement confessions pressed in the line. Graffiti gospel on a girded spine. I lace my label with luminous talk. Sidewalk scholar with a catwalk walk. Hip-hop heartbeat in the penthouse frame. Still smell the sweat in the glittering flame. Shift gears sharply, staccato and smooth. Like a silk line cage with a lion uncaged groove. Elegance echo when the thunderclap shout. From the mud to the marble, we carving it out. Silk on the steel, we don't slip, we ascend. Blow in the grime, let the elegance blend. Rise with the rhythm, let the whole block nod. Polish the pressure till it sparkle like God. Flow through the friction, no fear when we swing. Crown on the heart, I hear the skyline sing. Built from the bruises, now we shimmer and swell. Smooth like velvet, but we rugged as hell. Meanwhile, the moonlight paints the crane's gold. Sweat turns to sequins when the story gets told. Tension and tenderness twist in the braid. Cut from the chaos, but custom made. Slow burn breath, let the heartbeat pound. And accelerate heavy when the bass come around. Hands in the heavens, boots in the clay. We sculpting tomorrow out the edge of today, yeah. Silk on the steel, we don't slip, we ascend. Glow in the grime, let the elegance blend. Rise with the rhythm, let the whole block nod. Polish the pressure till it sparkle like God. Flow through the friction, no fear when we swing. Crown on the heart, I hear the skyline sing. Built from the bruises, now we shimmer and swell. Smooth like velvet, but we rugged as hell. Finally the framework fading the stars. Velvet over victory, visible scars. Engines go silent, but the aura stay loud. Grace in the grit, yeah, we building it proud.
Yeah, navigating through the fiber optic shadows where the data leads. In the spirit battles for a bit of space. Merging the concrete with the code in the world where the mode is survival and the face is just a trace. I'm the glitch in the mainframe, playing the brain game, dodging the lane claim with the lethal kind of grace. Tracing the circuitry or the wet pavement. Avoid the need and save me, let the digital and mental embrace. Carbon viable whispers in the alleyway, making the valley stay under the radar. The high-tech chase, calculating things while the siren sings. In the wings for the strings of a newly designed race. Every firewall is a personal challenge. Keeping the balance between the wreckage and the elegant pace. Binary blood in the vascular network, making the network while the others just stare at the base. I see the signal in the noise of the struggle, starting to juggle the secrets that the corporations erase. Modulating frequencies of the urban static, perfectly erratic and systematic, kind of a mental case. Walking on the edge of a jagged reality, crushing banality with a raw finality in the neon haze. Yeah. Michael shit streams of the macro, still nightmare, breathing the light and where the predators graze. Our people fire, running under the sneakers, blowing the speakers with a frequency they can't displace. Filtering the chaos to a custom-made lands, making demands with the ghost that's a machine defense. I'm a ghost in the server, a feeble fervor, a quiet observer when the strict me how velocity plays. Silicone slaws on the porcelain soul, taking control of the hole in the center with a human interface. Yeah. Electric current supposed to do the dark, igniting the shadows with a cold and blue spark. Sicker than the oil on the motherboard floor, always coming back for a little bit more. Sovereign authority in a world of pure gold, walking on the heavy and the shimmering road, decoding the mystery of the city's intent. Every single second is a luxury spent beneath the satellites where the secrets are traded and the memories are faded by the artificial light. I'm a high definition hazard in the shadows, navigating the gallows in the digital and endless night apple. While you're connections in the palm of my hand, making a stand in the dry in the data-driven land, pacing like a predator in the cage made it blast, watching the mass and the holographic give me this bass. I don't need a man through the mass of the rhythm, living in the prism of a lethal and a sharp-edged schism, tracing out the logic of a hip-hop algorithm, cutting through the cynicism with a raw lyricism. Every single bite is a heavy set weight, checking the gate in the state of the ultimate flame, polished exciting in the heart of the mainframe, ignoring the blame. God, I'm changing the name of the game. Calculated stillness in the world of the spin, letting the wickedness and shimmering frequency in. I'm the human holy ghost of the Silicone Valley, ruling the alley where the spirits of the hackers all rally. Static in the wiring, never really tiring. I'm the one inspiring the powering that is searching for low. Gravity is pulling from the center of the screen, staying on the scene while I'm keeping the energy low. Infrastructure bleeder from the inside out, removing the doubt with a clinic for in a digital shout. I'm the master with a blur, the conductor in the haze, getting lost in the labyrinth or the neon to the day. Sitting through the wreckage of a broken down curve, we're following the fervor in the center where the style cold maze. Electric current is supposed to do the dark, igniting the shadows where the cold and blue spark. Slicker than the oil on the motherboard floor, always coming back home a little bit more. Sovereign authority in a world of pure cold, walking on the heavy and the shimmering road, decoding the mystery of the city's intent. Every single tracking is a luxury spend. Maybe the simulation is starting to shiver and break, watching the surface of the reality start to shiver and ache, dreading on the glass of a dream that was built in a lie, looking for the truth in the charcoal that pixelate the sky. Complexity is brewed in the heart of the machine, sheeting the things that were never intended to be seen. Everything is fluid when you know how to hack the flow, letting the secrets of the silicone alley start to grow. Electric current supposed to go to dark, you're not in the shadows with a cold and loose bar, thicker than the oil on the motherboard floor, always coming back for a little bit more. Sovereign authority in a world of pure cold, walking on a heavy and a shimmering road, cold in the mystery of the city's intent. Every single second is a luxury spent.
Click clack of heels will go on. Sharpness, weight slicking through the velvet fog, navigating clicks like a hip-hop epilogue. Praisey peaks, hold it balancing on the finesse line, watching how the opulence and the danger both entwine. Pentane burner on the asphalt runway strip, keeping every single second in the tighter grip. Jagged edge vision, cutting to the center quick. Every move is calculated, every word is slick. Focus, the whole city is underneath the stiletto click. Pointed, grace under the pressure now. Piercing, force without a lowly bow. Ice in the stairs, steel in the stride. Synthetic stridians piercing through the glass. Kinetics over 90, shining like a metal star, brighter than the sun. Let the homie try carving out a new route, turning up the frequency without a singlet doubt. Ethereal presence standing on the edge, higher than the skyline on the glitter ledge. Strike, chroma, tactic, brilliance, and mastering the childs with the savage resilience. So then spark from the lobby to the penthouse, from the shadow in the center of the city, moving silent, leaving nothing but a mark. Gravity bending to the heel, proving that the fantasize actually real. Carbon layers on a custom-made soul, surgical movements in the shadow zone, twisting, standing in the light alone. Fire on the curb, grip in the soul. The diamond is waiting in the mountain of the cold. Synthetic radiance piercing through the glass. Kinetic silver 90, shining like a metal star, brighter than the sun. Let the homie try carving out a new route, turning up the frequency without a singlet doubt. Ethereal presence standing on the edge, higher than the sky. strike. I'm played to the bouncing off the marble and the wall. Fate is the only thing I never wanna call. Fracture the ceilings, watch the way the obsidian surfaces glisten. Infinite momentum. Now, 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 now. Synthetic shoddy ends piercing through the glass. Kinetics overhang deep, shining like a metal star, brighter than the sun. Let the homie try carving out a new route, turning up the frequency without a single doubt. Ethereal presence standing on the edge, higher than the skyline on the glitter ledge. Strike, strike. But like stretch to strike, but next the night kills go. Yeah, come out the end, my king the scroll is like a toe. Stay late, go smart, dum 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 dum. Strike, dum 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 dum. Strike.
This is a motherfucking name. Prism shattering me, I'm bleeding into the gray. Electric lavender fading, wash it all away. Sign dreams leaking from the cracks in the wall, watching every single spectrum start to fall. Gold on the pavement, turning to lead in the blink. Standing on the precipice, don't even think. Velocity of darkness, moving faster than light. Everything is stolen by the jaws of the night. Flicker in the retina, a ghost of the blue, tracing the outline of the vivid and true. Surge in the system, then the circuit goes dead, leaving only shadows inside of the head. Midnight monochrome, drowning the scene, lost in the void of the in-between. Obsidian rhythm pulsing deep in the vein, washing out the color and numbing the pain. Static of ocean in a silent parade, witness the moment when the universe fade. Infinite darkness with the velvet touch, giving us nothing yet it's far too much. Magenta, memories dissolving in acid rain. Hip-hop elegance dancing on the edge of the brain. Aesthetics shattered and torn, waiting for the moment that the silence is born. Spectrum, anarchy, binary codes in the dark, heavy with the weight of the spark, leaving a mark. Ink in the atmosphere, thick as the tar, reaching for the memory of a dying star. Mercury, rising while the vision goes blind, sifting through the rubble that we left all behind. Void is the only thing we ever could own, sitting in the dark on a colorless throne. Midnight monochrome, drowning the scene, lost in the void of the in-between. Obsidian rhythm pulsing deep in the vein, washing out the color and numbing the pain. Static devotion in a silent parade, witness the moment when the universe is fade. Infinite darkness with the velvet touch, giving us nothing yet it's far too much. Blind to the motion but we feel the vibration, feeding on the energy of pure desolation. Absolute zero where the heartbeat stops, waiting for the second that the final curtain drops. Negative space draped around like a shroud, screaming in the hush but it's never too loud. Chrome turning matte, let the glossy side die, searching for the exit in a pitch black sky. Midnight monochrome, drowning the scene, lost in the void of the in-between. Obsidian rhythm pulsing deep in the vein, washing out the color and numbing the pain. Static devotion in a silent parade, witness the moment when the universe is fade. Infinite darkness with a velvet touch, giving us nothing yet it's far too much. Fading into the perfect eclipse, silence is tasting like dust on the lips. End of the rainbow turned into stone, finally we are beautifully alone.
Woven fibers interlocking with the binary stream, walking through the static like a hip-hop dream. Faded stitches holding up the weight of the grid, everything is vivid, yeah, the secrets we hid. Copper rivets sparking on the edge of the thigh, electric blue current running straight to the sky. Canvas, mapping out the neon terrain, merging all the friction and the glitch and the pain. Raw texture bleeding through the circuit board, slicing the monotony just like a samurai sword. Oxygen, gasping in the cyber dust, turning every logic into indigo rust. Magnetic, indigo, yeah, the vibe is so thick, making every generic competitor sick. Cybernetic, ruggedness spinning in the dark, leaving on the pavement a synthetic mark. Hardware nested in the back pocket crease. Nobody is ever gonna disturb in the peace. Denim, rugged in the digital and faded in the ritual, and heavy and habitual and never ever spiritual. Voltaire, leaking from the seam of the soul, taking back the frequency and taking control. Gravel, vibrating in the bottom of the boot, searching for the binary at the base of the root. Raw texture, bleeding through the circuit board, slicing the monotony just like a samurai sword. Oxygen, gasping in the cyber dust, turning every logic into indigo rust. Magnetic, indigo, yeah, the vibe is so thick, making every generic competitor sick. Cybernetic, ruggedness spinning in the dark, leaving on the pavement a synthetic mark. Friction, building up the static in the thread, disconnect the wires that are stuck in the head. Ultraviolet shadows, watch, perfectly aligned with the analog notch. Infinite processing ready for the surge. This is where the fabric and the data converge. Raw texture, bleeding through the circuit board, slicing the monotony just like a samurai sword. Oxygen, gasping in the cyber dust, turning every logic into indigo rust. Magnetic, indigo, yeah, the vibe is so thick, making every generic competitor sick. Cybernetic, ruggedness spinning in the dark, leaving on the pavement a synthetic mark. Shut down, shut down. Sequence as the indigo turns gray, fading into nothing at the end of the day. System failure, digit, denim, offline.
Na 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 na. Distant sirens, stigmatalic basement. Distant sirens, stigmatalic. Sulfur dripping from the dented crown. I keep the hip hop caliber while I weigh it down. Asphalt breathing the toxins like it was perfume. Watching the serpents and the leopards fill up the room. Great men are draped on the shooters of the block. Don't need the sunlight to tell you the old clock. Venom burning the cold from breeze. Standing so steady while the oldest buckley at the knees. Thick, thick hazard in the lungs. Speak bleak, let all kind of tongues. Mud on the soul, stories, the sensors. Never told, go, 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 go. Universal dominance through the darkness world. Barbaric potency ruling the underworld. Poison sovereignty, yeah, the throne is mine. Sipping the thunder like it was a finished wine. Hard in majesty, breathing in the smoke fire. Walking the tightrope without a single wire. Gritty glory stamped on the dirty map. Clap for the monarchs catching the entire trap. I run, cadence tyranny. Never be the victim of the lowly hierarchical slave. From the sewer to the summit, I'm the heavy metal ruler. Getting cooler in the center of the gray every day. Ozone, bending to the steeple light. Owning the childs in the middle of the fight. Muffled sound of the heavy boots. Tangled deep in the bitter roots. By war, burn now. Universal dominance through the darkness world. Barbaric potency ruling the underworld. Poison sovereignty, yeah, the throne is mine. Sipping the thunder like it was a finished wine. Hard in majesty, breathing in the smoke fire. Walking the tightrope without a single wire. Gritty glory stamped on the dirty map. Clap for the monarchs catching the entire trap. Static, ripping through the heavy ash and the smoke. Silence is the only reason that the weaker ones choke. Visualize the way the toxic old slicks are fast glisten. Nobody speaking, but the entire city is forced to listen. Post, rise, ignite. Now let the crown burn through the night. Universal dominance through the darkness world. Barbaric potency ruling the underworld. Poison sovereignty, yeah, the throne is mine. Sipping the thunder like it was a finished wine. Hard in majesty, breathing in the smoke fire. Hawking the tightrope without a single wire. Gritty my G stamped on the dirty map. Clap for the monarchs catching the entire trap. So on the string. Mr. Swan, they see my entire attachment. Squad in the street. It's green, it's the moment that on me straight. Call Mr. Solace, take my holiday snore.
Regulate the frozen friction in the engine room while the crystals start to shimmer and ignite. I'm pushing sub-zero pressure through the valve of the condenser in the middle of the Arctic night. My mental temperature is dropping to the absolute zero while I'm moving at the speed of light. Got the glacier plated flow and the kinetic dynamo to keep the lyrical machinery burning bright. The voltage is escalating and pulsating and never waiting, avoiding the inner lie of the weak. I watch the frost patterns forming while the winter is storming and the summit is the only thing I see. My purpose is unshakable and spiritually unbreakable, reaching for the diamond dust that I speak. Yeah. That a high voltage resonance is giving me the presence while the competition is looking pretty bleak. Channeling the hypercurrent through the hollow of the bone with the catastrophic impact on the mic. I analyze the blizzard and the flow of the hazard while I'm pedaling the heavy and the carbon bike. My wisdom is the glacier and the unstoppable nature in a language that is highly and organically like. The tempo is intentional and multi-dimensional and unconventional as everything is ready for the strike. I see the chain reaction forming clearly in the frost inside the geometric and asymmetrical zone. This profound cold mastery and lyrical wizardry that the binary system is finally and clearly known. My style is of Lilith and a hyperfective and super selective while I'm stepping with the icy tone. Yeah, the high octane delivery is how I truly outshone every other rhythm that was previously sown. Sovereignty defines the way the Arctic starts to glow. We charge the atmosphere and let the liquid power flow. My awareness is settling deep where the heavy cables go. This undeniable charge scripture, the only word I know. The surge is absolute, holding the constant pull. Each high-wattage syllable is making the vessel full. This ambient profound, I'm breaking the common rule. Yet the crystal still vibration is eternally cool. Organize the connection before the permafrost begins to shatter and the entire infrastructure crack. I notice the quick shift and I yet feel adrift in the frozen rhythmly uninterrupted track. My foresight is the blueprint in the digital footprint where the summit is a peak they can't attack. Got the feeling concentrated and highly calibrated in a chrome-plated engine with a powerful stack. The rhythm is accelerating, dominating, captivating, syncopating, now avoiding the mechanical lag. I see the connection forming clearly with the psychic perception while the rivals wave the white flag. My movements are measured and highly treasured and infinitely pleasure powered by the industrial bag. Yeah, the frictionless performance and sonic enormance and global dominance is here to permanently brag. Slicing through the competition with mathematical precision in the rhythm of the frozen beam of light. I analyze the data stream and the pixel scheme and the hologram dream while I'm moving through the night. My understanding is the ultimate truth and the absolute proof shining with the massive brilliant white. The tempo is steady and the engine is ready and the pulse is steady built on the logic and the might. I see the chain reaction forming clearly and sincerely everything is right. Directly in the center of the sight. This moment is pure and the remedy is sure and the vision is obscure. Powered by the platinum flight. My attention is total and the focus is vocal and the impact is global. Everything I truly out smashing bright. Yeah, the high value execution is sonic evolution is the spirit in the heart of the infinite eternal night. Sovereignty defines the way the Arctic starts to glow. We charge the atmosphere and let the liquid power flow. My awareness is settling deep where the heavy cables go. This undeniable charge scripture, the only word I know. The surge is absolute, holding the constant pull. Each high-wattage syllable is making the vessel full. This ambient profound hum breaking the common rule. Yeah, the crystal vibration is eternally cool. Investigate the thermal output before the world begins to freeze. Unless you hold the battery, you're just a whisper in the breeze. Feel the powerful induction rise through every single degree. Soon the entire biosphere will be bowing to this spree. Acknowledge the authority, acknowledging the moon. I guarantee always trust the dynamo, that's how the spirits see. Sensing the competitive field shrinking as I sharpen up the key. Never break the momentum tonight, that's the law of the decree. Sovereignty defines the way the Arctic starts to glow. We charge the atmosphere, let the liquid power flow. My awareness is settling deep where the heavy cables go. This undeniable charge scripture, the only word I know. The surge is absolute, holding the constant pull. Each high-wattage syllable is making the vessel full. This ambient profound hum breaking the common rule. Yeah, the crystal vibration is eternally cool.
The world up there thinks we're just breathing dust, but they don't see the blueprints in the shadows. Concrete is our canvas. Welcome to the sanctuary. Yeah, Pacing through the shadows where the heavy metal rattles. Echo of the engines is the only kind of battle. We fly constructing a kingdom in the pocket of the city where the neon never reaches. In the darkness is a sight. I see the geometry of rust and the debris forming up a legacy that the surface never sees. Yeah, trapped in out of vision on the pillar of the highway. Moving at the highway, never looking at the byway. Vibrations in the marrow when the train rolls by. Lighting out the gospel with a silver line high. Foundations are traveling, but the spirit is a diamond. Perfectly timing the rhyming and the climbing. Architect effect goes master but an arrow. Sharper than an arrow through the urban paradigm. Something really alive that connect your feet to the grit. Making every piece of the broken puzzle finally fit. Yeah, invisible boundaries are keeping up peace. Watching the noise of their controversy. Sovereign authority, they carved in a grave. Finding a reason to finally stay. Sheltered from the storm in the forest of steel. Making the dream finally start to feel real. Paradise found in the cracks of the floor. Nobody's knocking on our reinforced door. Sifting through the static while the world is spinning fast. Holding on to moments never really meant to last. I'm the engineer of silence in the city full of screens. Stitching up the fabric of the shattered urban greens. Winches overhead are like the ribs of the giant. Keeping us defiant while the world is being compliant. Tracing out the circuitry of water in the oil. Planting all the bruises in the unforgiving soil. I don't need the penthouse to feel like I'm the boss. Calculator roster while they're counting up the loss. Ventilation whispers are the only kind of quiet. Fueling up the furnace of the hip-hop fire. Polishing the edges of the jacket in the rough. Knowing when the queen is when you finally had enough. Graffiti on the columns like a high-tech scroll. Reflecting all the beauty in the black and heavy hole. Invisible boundaries are keeping up peace. Watching the noise of the universe cease. Sovereign authority, they calling up grace. Finding a reason to finally stay. Shelter from the storm in the forest of steel. Making the dream finally start to feel real. Paradise found in the cracks of the floor. Nobody's knocking on our reinforced door. Underneath the weight of a million busy lives. Only the sharpest and the strongest survives. Echoes of the struggle bouncing off the damn stone. Building up a kingdom ladder strictly y'all home. Maybe the darkness is a gift in disguise. Keeping all the sleepers from the planetary eyes. Gravity is different when you're living in the deep. Secrets are the only things they're ever gonna keep. Invisible boundaries are keeping up peace. Watching the noise of the universe cease. Sovereign authority carved in a grave. Finding a reason to finally stay. Suffer from the storm in the forest of steel. Making the dream finally start to feel real. Paradise found in the cracks of the floor. Nobody's knocking on the rainforest door. Strange door. Won't the rhythm remain? Hard, breathe hard, hard. Silver in the vein. Stay off the ground, stay cane. Stay off the ground, stay cane. Breathing in the heavy scent of burning neck shampoo. Mixed for diesel and the grace of the gas filter. 1,000 dead workers through a haze. This could settle in for years. Pacing through the shadows of the hydraulic presses where the spirit and the iron eventually meet. Counting every heartbeat against the cold rhythm of the generator humming beneath my feet. I'm a monk in a factory, a ghost in the ferns. Turning all the vanity into a quiet ash. Tracing out the mandalas on the dusty floorboards while the overhead fluorescent lights start to flash. Everything is chemical, spiritual, clinical. Reaching for a level that is strictly non-typical. Moving with a stylus that is louder than the hammers. Staying in a state that is purely metaphysical. Topical vibrations in the center of the temple. Keeping all the rituals incredibly simple. Blowing thick clouds through the ventilation system. Watching on the secrets as the gravity twists them. I'm a welder of the wisdom, a gutter of the ego. Flying where the shadows and the predators go. Sifting through the wreckage of a chrome-plated era. Looking in the mirror, it's seeing no terror. Static in the sanctuary, holy and industrial. Feeling all the energy, becoming so celestial. Oil on the fingertips, lessons on the tongue. Singing all the songs that the ancestors sung. Drafting up a blueprint for a silicone Nirvana. Wrapped in the scent of a sacred marijuana. Quackery monastery, sanctuary of the rest. Turning all the letters, he becoming so celestial. Oil Oil on the fingertip, incense on the tongue. Singing all the songs that the ancestors sung. Crafting up a blueprint for a silicone nirvana. Rafting a scent on the sacred marijuana. Concrete monastery sanctuary of the Raz. Turning all the legacy into a shimmerenda. Yo, standard wood ribbons are weaving through the steel, making the mechanical finally start to feel. Heavy break blooms in the sanctuary and rhyme, searching for a moment that is outside of time. Topping all the embers in the cold pressed iron, walking through the smoke like a spiritual lion. Opaque and mysterious, the fragrance of the dark, waiting for the engine to ignite a holy star. Hazing at the fastest where the pigeons and the spirits are, hiding from the noise of the grinded wheel. Calculating density, yelling average to rising. Well, I'm trying to remember how the daylight should feel. Subterranean frequency, pulsing in the mirror. Walking on the path that is crooked and narrow. I'm the unholy bishop of the assembly line, turning all the water into one metallic wine. Station out the logic of by hip-hop meditation, providing all the fuel for the soul's liberation. Everything is spinning in the vortex of the sandalwood, doing all the things that the holy man never could. I don't need a candle when the furnace is the sun, watching how the metal in the mist will be become one, casing like a phantom in the cathedral under pipes, ignoring all the shadows and the stereotypical types. Conducting fan ethereal, the ritual material, watching all the vision turn into something serial. Filtering the malice through a charcoal colored filter, breathing new perspective for falling out of kilter. Gravity is warping in the sand of water smoke, hiding all the truth behind the heavy velvet cloak. I'm the architect of embers, the weaver of the haze, getting lost in the labyrinth of the industrial days, rusting on the outside, going on the inside, knowing for the evil, all the arrogance to hide, exhaling the prayers into a rusted outfit, knowing every energy was excellent and spent. Infrastructure breathing like a giant in the crest, watching how the particles of the air begin to dance. The water ribbons are weaving through the steel, making the mechanical fabric start to feel. Heavy grape blooms in the sanctuary of rhyme, searching for a moment that it's outside of time. Sobbing all the embers in the cold pressed iron, walking through the smoke like a spiritual lion. Opaque and mysterious, the fragrance of the dark, greater for the heaven to ignite a holy spark. Maybe the machine's just the body for the dose, toasting to the silence that we value the most. As it's burning in the intake of the fame, urging them a day to go with the spirit of the man. Smoke, it's the only thing that's ever truly free. Climbing through the rafters to the end of the eternity. Nothing in the factory is ever quiet as still as the moment when the stirring starts to bend the iron wheels. Sandalwood ribbons are weaving through the steel, making the mechanical finally start to feel. Hippie great blooms in a sanctuary of rhyme, searching for a moment that is outside of time. Topping of the embers in the cold pressed iron, walking through the smoke like a spiritual lion. Opaque and mysterious, the fragrance of the dark, waiting for the engine to ignite a holy spark. The frame is dang, but the sin remains. Iron in the soul, yo, silver in the veins. Let the smoke settle. Peace, peace, peace.
Cobalt shadows dancing on the velvet floor. Twist the handle, baby, tell them give me some more. Crackle in the current, feel the static in the blast. Liquid fire flowing while the seconds never pass. Neon veins pulsing through the heart of the night. Everything is blurred, but the feeling so bright. Diamond cut logic in the chaos, feel the room. Wait for the impact, hear the sonic boom. Gravity is fading, yeah, we're losing the weight. Every single second, we're defying our fate. Like lightning in a bottle, let it rip, let it go. Welcome to the fury of the ultimate show. Vibrant visions, swirling through the smoke and the haze, lost inside the motion of a rhythmic maze. Voltage is the language that we're speaking tonight. Everything is moving, yeah, it's feeling so right. Pure kinetic magic, let it soak in your skin, never gonna stop it. Let the madness begin, infinite momentum. Yeah, we're breaking the seal, nothing in the world can touch the way that we feel. Mercury is rising, watch it hit the red line. Sipping on the thunder like it's vintage wine. Erratic behavior, yeah, we're off the grid now, taking all the glory. Yeah, you better just bow. I could take the rhythm, this hip-hop is the blueprint. Catch the glimmer, baby, catch a flick or a hit. Pressure cooker vibes, yeah, what, ready to pop. Climbing to the summit, no, we ain't gonna stop. Temperature shifting, feel the shiver, the heat. Running like a rebel to the pulse of the beat. Sparks on the horizon, yeah, the signal is clear. Everything you wanted, yeah, it's finally here. Vibrant visions, swirling through the smoke and the haze, lost inside the motion of a rhythmic maze. Voltage is the language that we're speaking tonight. Everything is moving, yeah, it's feeling so right. Your kinetic magic, let it soak in your skin, never gonna stop it. Let the madness begin, infinite momentum. Yeah, we're breaking the seal, nothing in the world can touch the way that we feel. Oscillating wildly from the left to the right, burning like a comet in the middle of night. Unpredictable energy, the flux is alive. Only the resilient are gonna survive. Shatter every boundary, let the walls crumble down. We're the only royalty that's wearing the crown. Surging through the circuit, yeah, we're ready to blast, making every moment look better than the last. Vibrant visions, swirling through the smoke and the haze, lost inside the motion of a rhythmic maze. Voltage is the language that we're speaking tonight. Everything is moving, yeah, it's feeling so right. Pure genetic magic, let it soak in your skin, never gonna stop it. Let the madness begin, infinite momentum. Yeah, we're breaking the seal, nothing in the world can touch the way that we feel. Goes, and it goes, and it watching as the colors start to melt in the shade. Power down the system, but the spirit stays high, vanishing like smoke into the electric sky. Yeah.
Yeah. Let you ring. Yeah. Yeah. White noise kicking in the dome like a rhythm. Frequencies clash, yeah, I'm stuck in the system. Silver lining glisten on the forehead, a copper, no brakes on the soul, never calling to stop her. Dialing through the smog, heard a ghost in the wire. Gasoline drain, setting stickers on fire. Lace up, heavy footed, dancing on the edge. Concrete jungle, man, I'm leaning off the ledge. Vapor trails rising from the blacktop heat. Hearts beating faster than a strobe light sheet. Everything is blurry, but the vision stays gold. New school flavor, yeah, the story's being told. Electric rain, dropping heavy on the pavement. Locked in the groove, no room for displacement. Pulse in the stack, fever in the vein. Breaking every chain, yeah, we're killing all the pain. Adrenaline surging like a lightning strike. Riding through the shadows on the midnight hike. Listen in the dark, feel the pressure rise. Glitch in the matrix, see it in my eyes. In the lost stutter with a digital soul. Hip-hop in the veins, yeah, I'm losing control. Crackling the vocal like a vinyl and dust. Thing grinding, we believe in us, so we trust. Spin around the axis till the gravity breaks. Higher than the skyline, whatever it takes. Cop a taste of victory, salt on the tongue. Singing for the restless, singing for the young. Car running through me like a live wire cable. Betting on my chips, clearing out the hardwood table. Temperature climbing, hit the red on the gauge. Turning every chapter, yeah, I'm burning the bag. Electric rain, dropping heavy on the pavement. Locked in the groove, no room for displacement. Pulse in the static, fever in the vein. Breaking every chain, yeah, we killing all the pain. Adrenaline surging like a lightning strike. Riding through the shadows on the midnight hike. Glisten in the dark, feel the pressure rise. Glitch in the matrix, see it in my eyes. Neon flickering, it's a signal in the dark. Fueling up the engine with a single little spark. Dripping in the glory, yeah, the moisture is the proof. Shouting from the basement crashing to the rattling roof. Waves crashing over, frequency is high. Touch the stratosphere, yeah, we scraping the sky. Static in the water, fire in the cold. Bold move, young king, watch it all unfold. Electric rain, neon flicking, electric rain. Electric rain, drop it heavy on the pavement. Electric rain, drop it heavy on the pavement. Locked in the broom, no room for displacement. Posting the static, fever in the vein. Breaking every chain, yeah, we killing all the pain. Adrenaline certain like a lightning strike. Riding through the shadows on a midnight high. Kissing in the dark, feel the pressure rise. In the matrix, see it in my sun fading out until the midnight blow. Still feeling the heat, yeah, you know what we do. Echo in the alley, let the reverb ring. Silence is the only thing we never gonna bring. Pacing through the narrow where the concrete meets the bone. Building up a titan in a strictly silent zone. Rusty bars are screaming, but the spirit doesn't flinch. Taking back the territory inch by a painful inch. I don't need a spotlight in this hollow urban maze. Fueling up the furnace with the industrial strength haze. Calculating density of the pressure in the grit. Making sure the puzzle of the power finally fits. Underneath the shadows where the heavy metal bends. Watching where the logic of the average person is. Breathing in the carbon, exhaling all the fear. The moment of the breakthrough is drawing perfectly near. Gravity is wailing as the iron hits the sky. Watching all the limits of the human spirit vibe. Shattering the ceiling with a raw and jagged force. Staying on the lethal in the high velocity course. Kill adrenaline, it's pulsing through the dark. Igniting every fiber with a cold and blue spark. Absolute authority carved in the grave. Pushing every single heavy shadow away. Navigating through the wreckage of the alleys and the trash. Turning all the trauma into a high voltage cash. Dropping that hit by earthquake in the center of the block. Changing all the liquid in a solid set rock. Infrastructure vibrating under every single rap. Watching how the haters start to double back instead. By my high octane monster in a vascular cage. Ripping out the wires of the stereotypical age. Maybe the confinement was a blessing in disguise. Keeping all the secrets from the predatory eyes. Muscles made of granite, heart made of chrome. Making me a bitch feel exactly like home. Sovereign vibration in the marrow of the street. Moving to the rhythm of a heavy duty beat. Gravity is failing as the iron hits the sky. Watching all the limits of the human spirit die. Shattering the ceiling with a raw and jagged force. Staying on the lethal in the high velocity corners. Absolute authority carved in the grave. Push it, pushing every single heavy shadow away. Everything is visceral, the tension in the weight. Deciding for myself the ultimate version of fate. Infrastructure glowing with a radioactive view. Showing them a power that they never even knew. Copper wire spirit in the body of the lead. Ignoring every warning that the magazine said. Oxygen is burning like a fever in the chest. Putting every fiber to the ultimate test. Luminous explosion in the cathedral of the ground. Stepping out the shadows for the first and final time. Gravity is failing as the iron hits the sky. Watching all the limits of the human spirit die. Shattering the ceiling with a raw and jagged force. Staying on the lethal in the high velocity course. Absolute authority carved in the grave. Pushing every single heavy shadow away. Hard rack, but the energy is live. Only the heaviest are gonna survive. Stay grounded, stay ground. Stay grounded. Stay lethal. Stay lethal. Ignite the engine. Yeah. 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 Ignite the engine, speakers kissing the concrete 7-11 speed. I'm a high velocity ghost supplying the rhythm the boulevards need. Bodega bounce, dodging the pigeons of friction burn on the hill. Yeah, got the tactical vision, the precision, the absolute chrome on the wheel. Zigzagging through the morning grid, no gridlock in my mental state. I'm a metabolic riot, moving the weight, bypassing the gate. Lungs full of ozone and nitro, a high octane scripture flow. Watching the asphalt turn into a strobe light show. Shift the gears while the red lights blur into a neon streak. I'm dropping hip-hop diamonds from a jagged and royal peak. Endurance is a holy war scored at the weak one sphere, finding the frequency where the vision is crystal clear. Velocity erupts the moment the rubber begins to spark. We're slicing the atmosphere and leaving a permanent mark. Feel the earthquake resonance, the heavy kinetic surge. Where the raw stamina and the digital shadows merge. Yeah, the pull is absolute, a permanent infinite drive. Every jagged syllable is making the spirit arrive. It's unauthorized freak, breaking the laws of the street. Yeah, the corner store vibration is the only rhythm we beat. Vanish the hesitation, a surgical blaze through the smog and grime. I'm rewriting the physics that limits the entire concept of time. Foresight is a radar ping, a gold tint on the dirty brick. Moving like a virus, a cybernetic and lethal trick. Ghetto aerobics, 1,000,000 white glow in the gutter dust. Speaking to the prophecy, the movement, the ironclad trust. Mechanical momentum, matching the lightning into the stone. Building an empire on the territory I strictly own. Calibrate the airflow with the pulse of the subterranean vein. I'm finding the luxury inside the pressure and the pain. The leap is a covenant, a total honest armor of glass. Polished in the reflex, why the ordinary people pass? Velocity erupts the moment the rubber begins to spark. We're slicing the atmosphere, leaving a permanent mark. Feel the earthquake resonance, the heavy kinetic surge. Where the raw stamina and the digital shadows merge. The pull is absolute, a permanent infinite drive. Every jagged syllable is making the spirit arrive. It's unauthorized sprint, breaking the laws of this tree. Yeah, the quarter store vibration is the only rhythm we beat. Oscillate between the mammoths and the halo of the final mile. I'm catching the majesty with a crooked and lethal smile. Sweat is the holy water, the pavement is a platinum throne. Carving out a destiny in a sector that's never been known. Agility is worship, a duty to the bone and the nerve. Taking every dangerous angle and every impossible curve. Believing the trajectory, the fire and the mercury frame. This is the only way to dominate the entire neighborhood game. Velocity erupts the moment the rubber begins to spark. We're slicing the atmosphere, leaving a permanent mark. Feel the earthquake resonance, the heavy kinetic surge. Where the raw stamina and the digital shadows merge. The pull is absolute, a permanent infinite drive. Every jagged syllable is making the spirit arrive. It's on the unauthorized sprint, breaking the laws of the street. Yeah, the corner store vibration is the only rhythm we beat. Evaporate into the gold dust. The city is a rally to trust. Wait for the static to fade. Always in motion.
Did the stars really earn the reach?
Yeah.
Foundation weak, dripping with the rust. Hip hop solid alchemy, rising from the dust. Simp turpentine, holding angles on the brick. Watching how the atmosphere is getting too thick. Shot low, shot down on the crack cement floor. Keeping it the hinges of the unlocked door. Vortex vision, cutting through the pipe smoke. Breathing in the venom till the enemies choke. Damn. Spirit under the city lights, cold. Mercury in the winter nights, ash in the air, gold in the mind. Seeking out the treasure that the others couldn't find. Skyline, mirage, burning in the void, every single limitation. Finally destroyed, obsidian ambition. Yeah, we claim the throne, building up a kingdom in the silent zone. Ethereal stature, glowing in the dark, igniting the vacuum with a violet spark. Majestic vantage, standing on the brink, deeper than the ocean, quicker than the blink. Raw metal, existence, mastering the silence with the brutal persistence. Void, hold it now. From the gutter to the galaxy, I'm pulling on the lever, gonna make it last forever with a clever endeavor. Pressure, sliding through the pipe, erasing all the mediocre holotypes. Denim, textures on the lethal cut style, walking to the summit with a wicked smile. Muted, vibrations in the conduit, heavy gravity, but we go through it. Ice on the brow, fire in the vein, carving up the pleasure from the mountain of the pain. Skyline, mirage, burning in the void, every single limitation. Finally destroyed, obsidian ambition. Yeah, we claim the throne, building up a kingdom in the silent zone. Ethereal stature, glowing in the dark, igniting the vacuum with a violet spark. Majestic vantage, standing on the brink, deeper than the ocean, quicker than the blink. Resonance, bouncing off the tunnel in the wall. Fate is the only thing I never wanna call. Shatter the pavement hard, watch low cat in the rhythm and the analog notch. Infinite ascension, are you ready now? Pulling up the curtain, let me show you how. Wait, the only way to win is to be master of your state. Skyline, mirage, burning in the void, every single limitation. Finally destroyed, obsidian ambition. Yeah, we claim the throne, building up a kingdom in the silent zone. Ethereal action, blowing in the dark, igniting the vacuum with a violet spark. Majestic vantage, standing on the brink, deeper than the ocean, quicker than the blink. Alex, fading as the silence go cold, breaking every shackle, and the stories ever told. Basement, Belvedere, vision.
Yeah, embrace the fracture while the crystal starts to crack. I'm finding all the magic in the pieces that we lack. My rhythmic stumble is the only path I track. Got the beautiful distortion, never looking back. The symmetry is boring now, avoiding the inner lie. I watch the edges fraying as the moments fly by. My purpose is intentional, reaching for the rustic high. Yeah, the uneven vibration is something I truly tie. Pumping and all I grit through the hollow of the soul. I analyze the damage while I'm losing all control. My wisdom is the blemish, playing out the role. The rhythm is intentional, not swallowing the whole. I see the chain reaction forming clearly, light inside the bowl. This profound wabi-sabi that the binary stole. My style is one stepping out with the key toe. Yeah, the weather deliver is what I truly outroll. Fragility defines the way the texture starts to feel. We celebrate the scar and we keep the movement real. My essence is settling deep in the rusted wheel. This undeniable raw scripture, the only truth I seal. The flaw is absolute, holding a constant pull. Each low fidelity syllable is making the vessel full. This ambient profound crackle breaking the common rule. Yeah, the dusty finger vibration is eternally cool. Cultivate the static before the signal gets too clean. I notice the quick shift in the spaces in between. My foresight is the smudge on the high definition screen. Got the feeling concentrated in a jagged kind of scene. The record player's wobbling now, avoiding the harsh delay. I see the connection forming clearly, what the ghost has to say. My movements are measured, powered by the core array. Yeah, the handcrafted elegance is here to truly stay. Slicing through the plastic in the rhythm of the warp. I analyze the data stream, sounding sweet and sharp. My understanding is the ultimate truth, playing on the harp. The tempo is steady, now built on the philosophy I carp. I see the chain reaction forming clearly, everything is scarred. This moment is pure now, powered by the chord top. My attention is total, everything I truly outsharp. Yeah, the off-center execution is the light within the dark. Witness the patina before the surface starts to shine. Unless you see the cracks, you can't read between the lines. Feel the powerful organic rise, every single vine. Soon the entire universe will be aging like a wine. Acknowledge the authority, acknowledging the move so fine. line. Always trust the glitch, that's how the spirits align. Sensing the competitive field shrinking as I cross the pine. Never fix the error tonight, that's the law of the mind. Fragility defines the way the texture starts to feel. We celebrate the scar and we keep the movement real. My essence is settling deep in the rusty wheel. This undeniable raw scripture, the only truth I seal. The flaw is absolute, holding a constant pull. Each low fidelity syllable is making the vessel full. The semi profound crackle breaking the common rule. Yeah, the dusty finger vibration is eternally cool. Needle reaches the end of the groove now. Silence returns to the dusty room. Hear the final hits of the tape. Staying perfect. Staying perfect. Staying perfect.
Yeah. Check the timeline. Nobody saw nothing. Yeah. Shadows stretched out. Shadows stretched out over the cracked pavement, reading the graffiti like a hip-hop enslavement. Mercury rising in the back alley smoke, watching how the witness is about to choke. Timeline hold it, shifting like the digital clock. Keep the poker face while we walk around the block. Concrete whispering the secrets of the dead. Got 1,000 different alibis stuck inside my head. Gravity pulling every lie to the floor, searching for the truth behind the iron door. Liquid loyalty, yeah, leached on the fish, disappearing slowly in the midnight mist. Ghosts, Spanish, dodging every single glance, taking every risk and giving nothing to a chance. Silent echoes on the corner of the fear. Everything is vivid, but nobody's here. Reflections bouncing off the puddle of the rain, etching out the story of the struggle and the pain. Grit, stock, sticking that ledge, never looking back when you jump off the ledge. Strategy moving like a chess piece king, waiting for the moment that the siren's gonna sing. Static vibrating in the hollow of the tide, walking on the edge of the barbed wire fire. Gravity pulling every lie to the floor, searching for the truth behind the iron door. Liquid loyalty, yeah, it leaks through the fence, disappearing slowly in the midnight mist. Ghost status, dodging every single glance, taking every risk and giving nothing to a chance. Silent echoes on the corner of the fear. Everything is vivid, but nobody is here. Evidence evaporating into the black. Once you cross the limit, there is no coming back. Onyx vision, keep the shades on tight, blending with the monochrome in middle of the night. Infinite patience, wait. Don't let the paranoia ever seal your fate. Gravity pulling every lie to the floor, searching for the truth behind the iron door. Liquid loyalty, yeah, it leaks through the fist, disappear slowly in the midnight mist. Ghost status, dodging every single glance, taking every risk and giving nothing to a chance. Silent echoes on the corner of the fear. Everything is vivid, and nobody's here. Footsteps, fading on the hard asphalt track. Looking at the moon and never looking back. Hush, hush, hush. The streets, remember. Nothing. Wrong fry. It's my number, shit you metal. Yo. Money, now, right. Yeah. Concrete manners with a royal posture. Mud on the soul, still moving proper. Low income view, but the mind penthouse. Speak soft spoken, let the bass get loud. Quick nod, respect when I pass that block. I stay sharp like a Vince Glock. Half step glide in the backstreet drizzle. Words cut clean, no accidental. Crack pavement under tailored flow, polite with the pressure. Let the underworld know, short pause, tilt brim, resume. Heavyweight talk in a small back room, from corner store politics to rooftop dinners. I keep my composure among cold-blooded sinners. Silence first, then the razor reply. No need to bark when the aura fly. Bow your head when the real one step. Smooth like velvet, but the code stay set. Talk that calm, let the drums inject. Grace in the ground, that's the etiquette. Stand 10 toes in the project brain. Still shine bright, never show that strain. From gutter nights to a global network, we keep it clean with the etiquette. Pothole poetry in a three-piece comb. Left hook rhythm in the open palm. Triple left flick, then I drag that phrase. Switch my cadence like alleyway maze. Hip-hop discipline stitched in thread. Street light glow in the path I tread. No cheap flex, just refined intent. Every bar like a rent well spent. Quick breath taking, then slow it down. Let the hi-hat tick like a ticking crown. Curbside sermons in designer tone. Broke a stairwell to a marble throne. Minimal grin, but the message loud. Carry that honor through any crowd. Bow your head when the real one step. Smooth like velvet, but the code stays set. Talk that calm, let the drums inject. Grace in the grime, that's the etiquette. Stand 10 toes in the project rain. Still shine bright, never show that strain. From gutter nights to a global net. We keep it clean with the etiquette. Observe how the chaos circle tight. Whispers float in the neon night. Backstage straight when the tension rise. Fire in calm, never dramatize. Count one beat, hold that frame. Two more ticks, ignite that flame. All that pressure, never sweat. Roar your blood in the silhouette. Bow your head when the real one step. Smooth like velvet, but the code stays set. Talk that calm, let the drums inject. Race in the grime, that's the etiquette. Stand 10 toes in the project rain. Still shine bright, never show that strain. From gutter nights to a global net, we keep it clean with the etiquette. Finally the block go, quiet respect. Footsteps echo, silhouette set. No dirt on the name I protect. Velvet mind with the gutter etiquette. Yeah.